Time now, 5:35. First alert: social media trends fueling a dangerous form of substance abuse in teenagers. It involves common household and commercial products. Aisha at the First Alert Safety Desk. So what do parents need to know?
Well, Tammy, a new study shows more than 500,000 young people in the U.S. reported using inhalants from 2021 to 2023. And what I mean by inhalants is products like glue, shoe polish, paint thinner, aerosol sprays, gasoline, and nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas. Researchers are especially concerned because they're more popular among 12 to 13-year-olds versus older kids. Experts think it's because of videos talking about nitrous oxide on social media right now because its alternate name, laughing gas. Some people see it as less dangerous than other inhalants because it has legitimate medical use, but in that setting, it is mixed with oxygen, and of course, healthcare workers, they can monitor it. Many inhalants are also easy to purchase legally, and they're not expensive. Researchers say there are short-term effects of using inhalants to get high, is what these young people are doing, and some of those short-term causes are dizziness and things like headaches, but the concern for those long-term effects is damage to the brain, nerves, liver, kidneys, and heart. Parents, some warning signs you might notice: chemical odors on clothing or breath, especially things like spray cans or cartridges may be lying around the house, stains on their faces or hands, headaches, nausea, or unexplained mood changes. And experts recommend you talk to your kids about this, approach it directly, and explain all of these risks.